There are still 2 diamonds that we don't have here on Emerald Coast, those being rusa deer and hog deer, and with fallow deer grinding finally out of the way, we are going to start getting far more serious about looking for the diamonds that we do not yet have. Both the 2 here on Emerald Coast and the 2 on other maps, but we're in multiplayer today. We're armed with, I think, my favorite new customization for a 30-06, and we're going to see if we can find any big rusa deer. Now, we are of course going to hunt for hog deer today as well, but I specifically mentioned the 30-06 because I actually customized this for our Hirschfelden hunt when we were going after bison, and it just kind of so happened that we never ran into any class 4 animals or class 6 animals to end up taking out. So this is just the 30-06 with the digital camo, and I think this is like the silver metal, maybe from the Easter pack, but I think it looks really cool, and I wanted to specifically mention that and the rusa deer hunt because I think it's something we're going to stick with for probably a lot of different gun patterns. And by the way, again, kind of with the freedom from the fallow deer grind, I've been on Emerald Coast multiplayer a bit hunting for these guys, and I've shot no less than 3 trolls in the last probably 2 hours of play here on Emerald Coast, so hopefully there's going to be a diamond level 5 rusa deer at some stage, maybe even today. But the trolls here on Emerald Trolls continue to show up whether we're recording or not, apparently. You know, I'm not sure if this server will ever reach rusa deer drink time. Very good chance it ends up having the time reset before we get to that point, but this could be pretty useful. Just the amount of rusa deer we're seeing right now. We may not bother with this half of the map for their drink time because there's really 2 areas kind of close to here that are quite good. This part of the river here, and then all the way on the other side of this kind of top center, this part of the river is also really good. I would imagine most of the rusa deer that drink, you know, right in this area are the ones that we're seeing right now. And just because that guy was stuck, is that him there? I guess he just warped right up top, but at least we got a little bonus kill. Again, multiplayer, never going to try to cause too much hunting pressure, but might as well get the one better one, especially because I think this one we messed up. Would have been a silver anyway, but I think the top one was a gold. But as you can see, we're just kind of getting into hog deer drink time now. And this guy, by the way, was a gold at 117, so worth getting one better one than we had just shot. But it's going to be nearly 2 hours until rusa do drink. But if we can stay here, I do think this kind of eliminates this chunk of the map to actually check for their drink zones. You know, it probably can only happen so many times. We've got a max weight estimate level 7 red fox here, which basically is guaranteed to score in the area of 12. And I'll explain that as we hopefully go up and claim it, but gonna go ahead and get that with the 22-250. Got hog deer everywhere, but none of them are decent. But anyway, they're scored by their weight, and level 7 max estimate red foxes are always going to be basically at the bottom end of that estimate, which is 12 to 15. So he'll probably be somewhere between 12 and 12.9. And the last couple times we've shot red foxes that scored 12, we ended up getting some kind of cool time afterwards, so might as well try it again. Now there is a little bit of randomness to their score even beyond the weight, so it could end up being different. But he is, I think that says 12.33, 12.19 kilos, so we shall see if once again we get led to something good after killing a 12 scoring red fox, but with that opportunity I just couldn't pass that up since it has seemed to work that way before. I'm not sure this guy's got the beam length to even crack 100. Like, he's got a good estimate at 89 to 106, not a potential diamond level 4 or anything. But those splits at the back, they look pretty decent. So I think we might as well go ahead and get him. Worst case, it's just one bonus kill as we move up on through here. Still have quite a lot of hog deer drink time to go. And I think that's actually the first one we shot, but should be a pretty decent one. I definitely think it's kind of like wider set than a typical rack of this size. 93 scores, so not bad, but well shy of 100, still a good looking one. And probably the best we've killed maybe since that 102 or whatever it was. We shot a level 4 in multiplayer that had already been shot, so it ended up being a silver. But other than that, that's one of the better ones we've killed, at least lately. Man, there is no way. We legitimately just lost connection to the last server, and I decided to try the spot that we've actually not hunted for sambar in any server, single player or multiplayer that I can recall. And we've got a little piebald here. There's foxes and stuff everywhere, though. Like, I don't even remember where it was. This lake up here was a good sandbar hotspot. This one might be even better. And we've got a piebald that's definitely going to end up being a silver, but still, pretty cool kill to try to take with our 30-06. And at least there's a little bit of light left. We'll drop him there, and I think we're just going to run forward and just try to spot whatever comes out of there, because definitely with the foxes, there could have been a good one that we didn't get the spot. And even with the deer, there were so many in one spot that I'm not sure we could have seen everything, but I joined this server really not because it was sandbar drink time, but because in about 15 real minutes, it will be rusa drink time. Making the most of the opportunity to check some sandbar spots, and we've got our first piebald of the live game. Obviously, we killed the big one in early access. That was really cool. This guy, I think, is the same pattern. Probably going to be maybe 80 inches smaller or something like that. Still, cool to get one again. 95 score. That actually might be a different pattern. I can't remember if the one we shot had the white around the eye. But multiplayer being multiplayer, we will tax that super quick. That is pretty darn cool. We've added quite a number of Emerald Coast rares to the second trophy lodge. I don't know if we have any in the main lodge. They've all been pretty low scoring, but eventually we're bound to run into a big one. Well, unsurprisingly, there is a level 5 rusa deer on this server. However, he maxes at 148. I will say he looks good, but 148 is diamond for them, so probably we're staring down another troll. Though I do think he may be one of the better ones we end up shooting, so we'll definitely take him down and see what he ends up being. But I don't know, I think normally the diamonds have slightly longer tines or maybe a wider set rack. I'm guessing is going to go 140s, but I don't imagine he's all the way at the top of the estimate. I mean, it looks pretty decent, but he actually is just a 137, so pretty much the same size as most troll rusa end up being. 168.5 kilo or so, right in that high 130s area. Double lunged him, and I mean, not bad again finding a max level, but definitely we need to find one, you know, in the 170 area anyway, as far as weight goes, to have a real chance at it. That might have a chance. That's a 4? Up to 158, a way better estimate than the 5 we just shot. It certainly looked bigger. I'm gonna assume level 4 rusa can't make diamond. There are a ton of deer here. By the way, this lake up in Opal Point is fantastic for rusa deer, and I would say that's pretty obvious based on what we're looking at right now. So let's go ahead. First, make sure we're not gonna have anything else crazy run by us. A couple of decent ones, but not as big as that 4. We'll get him. And then I think that's going to be our last kill on this server. I do want to spend a little time going after hog deer as well. And of course, we've had already a level 5 rusa, so definitely got, you know, close. Not close enough unless somehow this 4 makes it. And like I said, I don't think that's possible. What I do think is possible, and maybe even likely, is that this level 4 could outscore the 5 that we shot. At least from a distance, it looked like the beams and maybe time length was a little bit better. 136, so right in the same general area, and I think he might be narrower set. 2 tones fur type this time, double lunged him as well, and unfortunately just not quite enough with the rusa deer to make diamonds. So we're going to try to find a server for hog deer, and we'll see if we maybe have better luck. No way. I didn't even realize that was a 5. I don't know if he's wide enough. He does have really long beams. 99 to 116 is a pretty good estimate. The only other level 5 hog deer we've shot was a guaranteed troll. He does have long brows. There's something to that one. He might actually have a shot at it. We're gonna get up here good and close. Make sure we can get that shot with the 22-250, because that might actually be a diamond. I don't really know exactly what to look for them. Like the rusa deer I was talking about, tine length, beam length, you can kind of see it. I'm actually not sure what the kind of distinction is with the hog deer, so we're going to let him drink one more time, catch our breath. It's about 160 or so out. Whenever he lifts his head, we'll try to slot this in there. That should be a lung shot. I don't know, just it looks different to me. But the fact that I wasn't really like, you know, first glance, obviously it's a 5, has me a little concerned. So, moment of truth. Is this a diamond hog deer? I really just can't tell with this, but it looks different to me. Oh, it is a diamond 110.99. Whatever is happening here that's different. I think it's the brow tines. Did I say 110.99? 110.93. Like, I can see that it's different than other 5s we've shot, but I really can't describe what it is. It's got more of like a gradual, like, curve in the beams, I think. Maybe that's what the difference is. I was so afraid this was just gonna troll. But we actually have a diamond hog deer. I've wanted one of these from the very beginning. I think they're such a cool species for this game. Not my favorite fur type. I think spotted is the coolest one, though brown is just a really nice common variant. So we're down to one. One diamond that we don't have from the Emerald Coast, and it is rusa deer. The only question is, how many more times are we going to get trolled until we find one? We might as well go back through that area of the map that's my favorite for non-drink time, which is right up in here. Maybe we get lucky. So unfortunately, not too much going on out here for rusa deer, but I honestly think we're going to go ahead and take this guy and take our hog deer back to the trophy lodge. Much like in the case of, I don't even know what the diamond was that we shot last. There was something we put on the wall that we hadn't placed before. And frankly, I don't even know. Maybe it was sambar deer? I wasn't really sure where we would even end up putting it. But with hog deer, assuming they go on small plaques, I have one idea of maybe where it could go. 105 silver for that, guys. So let's go ahead and accept that. And we'll go back to our trophy lodge and see if that's the case. So as previously mentioned, just going to take our time walking through this area, but there's a bit of a story behind the kill on the wall right here. This melanistic axis deer diamond. If you don't know, back in 2020 when True Racks for Axis Deer came out, rares were pretty broken, as were level 5s. So while technically this is a super rare, it was in no way actually rare to find something like that. So I think finally, oh, we can't actually place hog deer there. I was so confident that was going to be possible. We may place something else there anyway, only because we've finally taken that down. We've got a diamond from October, which frankly would be kind of more rare, and at least it still goes opposite a dark fur type diamond. Now we really got to figure for the hog deer, because actually I guess it could go opposite the sambar. The plan had been to have a rusa deer opposite it, but we'll see how it looks. I can only imagine it's going to be, you know, a little bit small for the black. Actually, they're bigger than they look. That is not too bad. I think we can live with that, at least for now. If and when we get a diamond rusa deer, we'll probably put it there and move the hog deer. But I was thinking it would take up way less of the plaque. To be fair, the axis deer right beside it, they're about the same size as, and as far as weight goes, they're actually smaller than the axis deer. So I think they should be allowed on those plaques. I don't like how giraffe-like that looks. Maybe we'll just do, I don't know, every angle makes it look like a giraffe, at least the way that we're standing, but we'll leave it there. And I guess that'll be our spot for a rusa deer down the road, but pretty cool to finally get a diamond hog deer. I think between rusa deer and hog deer were actually the one that we found less big ones of, and I find them a little bit more challenging to hunt for. Rusa are kind of more confined to a smaller area of the map. So I think with time put in, we should be able to find a diamond rusa as well, and that would leave us with only bobcats over on New England Mountains, and of course Eurasian widgeon from Reventuli Coast and Virunga to try to get a diamond of. So we'll probably be back here on the Emerald Coast quite soon to continue hunting for rusa deer, but super glad to get one of those two checked off the list. But anyway, that is going to do it for this video, so as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.